Okay, we are on to the drawings that were associated with February of last year and 240201. So this one's got geometry that needs to be drawn in both the front and top views. We are in grams, we are in our metric drawing, and let's jump in. All right, so I'm going to start in the front view and create a sketch. And I'm going to make it the entire height. And then I'm going to use the top view to kind of trim it out. So we'll make this 105. And make that radius, and we'll make it 30. And we'll add the whole circle. Actually, before we do that, no reason to really need to use sketch regions here. We can just go with a straight extrude. So we'll make this 25 as the through hole. And I'm going to leave that the way it is. That looks pretty good. So we'll hit check mark, and we'll take that sketch and extrude it, and we'll make it symmetric. And the depth is 60. All right. So this, I tried to match the color. It's actually not as bad as I expected it to be. Okay, so we're going to do chamfer. This chamfer is going to be 5 by 45. So I really prefer in Creo to use the 45 by D option. It shows up nice on drawings. So we'll grab that edge. Come here. And this edge. Okay. Looks good. All right, so now we're going to get these two. Actually, might as well grab those rounds while they are both there. So we're going to grab this one and set those to 8. So when I make the cut, then I don't have to select 4 rounds. All right. So next we're going to make a sketch on the top plane. Middle click to jump into there. I am looking at this in the center, right? So this is my clip model option. I want to get this geometry. Okay, I see where I'm going. Let's get center point ends. And let's see here. What if we make this one tangent to here? Let's make it coincident. There we go. And we'll dimension from the right edge to the arc. And that's going to be a distance of 50. I'm a little nervous about the sketch regions. I better project this. I hold down shift. That should work. Although I don't think it worked. All right, let's do partial loop going from here to here. It's here. That's right. Creo, if you're paying attention, I don't love the new loop. And it's not that new, but I don't love it. I like the old way better. The old way is still visible when you're doing a blend. It still has the other way. Right click. No? There we go. Rotate this 90 degrees. Drag this onto here. Close. All right. What else? 25. Overall width is 15. And it is 20 to the center. You may notice I spend a lot of time placing where my dimensions go, and that is because when you make a drawing, it does a really good job. Let's start with this one. Let's extrude that. Let's go remove material options to next, options to next. Perfect. And then let's grab this sketch region and extrude that. That's going to be symmetric, and that gap in the middle there, ooh, it's going to be 60 minus 20. So that's going to be 40. All right, we got some weird looking sketches here. Hide those. Let's hide our planes. Let's see how we're doing. Everything's looking okay. Let's give it a try. And we are plus or minus 2 grams, so 226. Nice. All right. So let's see here. What was interesting about that one? Had to do 2 different sketches. Maybe it wasn't obvious to do the front view all the way, like solid, and then use one sketch to get rid of both of those, but that seemed to work out okay. Did the rounds before we made the cut, so there's 2 edges instead of 3. Did the chamfer pretty early on. By default, Creo does a D by D chamfer. I prefer 45 by value just because that's typically turned on in drawings. And let's see here, that slot was giving me a little bit of a difficulty, but was able to add it and then rotate it. And yeah, all right, we'll catch you next time.